Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. I'm Steve, this is Jackie.
Hello.
And we have two kids, Camden and Amelia, and two dogs, Carmen and Lola.
Easy for you to say.
And we are Music That Moves.
Yay!
The sun's going down as I try to make my way through the crowd. Feeling alive, I love being by your side. It makes me shine. We got one summer, so let's make it count. You make me feel like everything's alright. Let's dance our problems away in the night. Love being right next to you. Go beyond my life. I'll be dreaming about this till the end of time. We are young, we are free, down for the ride. Might be over tomorrow, but we got to stay forever.
We just wanted to make this video to kind of give you a little idea of who we are, what we're doing, why we decided to do it, kind of our story, so you have some idea of who we are. We are high school sweethearts. We went to, obviously, high school together. We dated all through high school, all through college. After Jackie graduated college, we got married in 2010.
Yes. And then we bought a house, our first house,
Our first house, yeah.
and had Camden. And then while I was pregnant with Amelia, we were kind of talking about maybe selling our house and building a house and stuff like that. And a friend of mine offered to buy our house. So it's like when you have no effort into making that happen, you just go for it.
Yep. Save lots of money doing it.
So we did. In 2015, we built what was going to be our forever home. So we thought. I mean, everything about this house, down to the studs, we
Yep.
picked.
We built it, had it built how we wanted it.
Exactly.
Because we're going to live there forever, for as long as we knew.
Until
Yep, until 2016, right?
we went on a trip with our friends to Indiana. Little did we know that trip would slowly start to
Right.
plant a seed in my brain.
Yep. Because before that, Jackie's idea of camping was a hotel room
That
at the
faced
Red
the
Roof Inn facing the woods.
Yes. I'm
I mean-
outdoorsy. I like drinking on patios, but like not this.
No way would she ever go camping.
Absolutely not.
Which I wouldn't consider what we do camping, more glamping obviously, but so yeah, we went on a trip with our friends who had just recently purchased their RV, and it was towards the end of the year. They asked us if we wanted to go on a trip with them, so we said sure, why not. So we rented a cabin next to their camper, and they offered to give us a tour of their camper at the time. So Jackie was like, all right, here's your chance, woo me if you want us to go camping with you, show me.
And I'd say she did.
Yeah,
So
so
for
we
the
took her
next-
tour, and
Next 2 weeks later, we bought our first camper.
yep,
And it was the end of season, right? I think we bought our first RV at the end of the season. It was like a used rental one. So we got a decent deal
it was
on
like
it.
October or something.
I think it was, October, November. So we bought our first RV, and then it was not camping season anymore because we were in Ohio.
So we had to store it.
yeah. Yeah. But
Which was good because we didn't have anything, because we didn't originally plan to purchase a camper when we went to look.
we never
That's
do.
just what we did. Yeah,
We never
we
do.
go to look and end up buying. You know.
Correct, always. So we spent all winter planning to start camping
Buying
in the
supplies
yeah.
and stuff.
asking for stuff for Christmas and stuff like that so that we could start camping. And so for 3 years, we were weekend warriors.
Yep.
We went on weekends through the whole, basically Easter to Halloween, we would be camping. We'd take usually a couple week-long trips or long weekend trips. But being from Ohio, we never really branched out terribly far because it takes a long time to drive there.
To anywhere cool, anywhere worth it. I mean, there are cool things in Ohio, but
We're cool. That's hateful. We went to really cool places. We went to Virginia, we went to New York, we went to Michigan, we went to Indiana, all from Ohio. So but that's about as far out as we would ever really venture because we had jobs, right? So we could only take.
Couldn't just go willy-nilly. We had to
Yeah.
request time off. And,
Yeah.
well, a lot of you know how it is.
Yes.
So we started watching YouTube channels, different RV YouTube channels, not necessarily full-time, but
Yeah.
we did end up watching some where they lived in their camper full-time and
Yes.
traveled and watched all these cool places.
And then, oh my God,
Yeah, this one.
thinking, we could
Got
do
an
that.
idea in her head, yeah.
We could totally make that dream a reality. I'm a nurse, and travel nursing pays well, or I've always been told, right, at this point. And I'm like, well, let's look into that. And he said, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
We
I mean,
could just build our
I
house.
wasn't a big fan of quitting my job. You know, I like providing for my family too, and I wasn't sure about being the kept man part and Mr. Mom. But
Yeah.
took about 2 years. She was finally able to talk me into it.
Yes.
And we ended up coming up with a plan to
Yes.
sell our house.
Yep. So, in this whole thing, it was a process of figuring out how this would work for us. We explored. We knew that the RV trailer we had wasn't going to be the one that we wanted to full-time in. But we looked at all different options, right? We looked at, do we keep the truck we have and just get a travel trailer that would work with that truck? Do we get a different rig and truck setup altogether? Do we get a Class A? Are we going to have 2 cars or 1 car because I need to drive to work? Like, there were a lot of details to hammer out. And even that, since we've been full-time, has changed.
Right. Yeah.
So
Your first rig is more than likely not going to be the perfect rig. You'll get, you'll find things that you need and want.
Yeah.
So it wasn't. I mean, we even wanted to upgrade our rig even before we decided to live in it, but definitely if we were going to live in it.
we looked at maybe having land
Yep.
we had at home that could be home base versus just having just a domicile state and like a personal mailbox. So we had a lot of details we needed to figure out, but we asked a lot of questions. We did a lot of research. We figured out how to make it work for us
Yep.
in this season of our life,
Yep.
and how to get it done. Really
We ended
well.
up taking a trip with her family
Yes.
for New Year's, around New Year's.
Yeah.
While we were there, we went to a dealer down there, and we didn't really like. We were just looking because everybody talks about it, but we didn't like anything there. So we were on our way to Disney, and we drove by a dealer that had a bunch of Fusions,
And
a
we
ton of them.
knew we liked them. We'd already toured this one, not specifically this one, but this style, and we loved it,
So it was our last day
obviously.
that we had planned to go look at them. We're just gonna look. We're in Florida. We live in Ohio. We're just looking. We're leaving and later that afternoon.
Yeah.
So we go to look. We look at a 427,
Uh-huh.
and Jackie falls in love again. And we're in Florida, like I said, and we end up buying
Buying an RV.
this RV right here in
Yeah.
Florida.
Mhm.
Our plane leaves in 3 hours.
Yeah. And we've got
We're
to
s-
sign all the
yeah,
papers
it's got
and
all the
figure it
paperwork.
all out. Try to figure out the semantics of it, because what else don't we have?
A truck.
Yes. Or really the time to get all the way back to Florida with a truck, trade a truck, and part of the deal was we were trading my car in. So we were going to have to take my car, our old RV, and get a new truck all in 2 weeks because you had to pick it up by the end of the month. So that dealership pulled some strings for us. They were able to find this camper
Which was in Michigan.
in Michigan, and they had
Transported
it
to Ohio.
transported to Ohio, yes,
Yep.
so that we could pick it up there.
What a mess. We had to find a truck in that 2
We
weeks.
did. That was good.
Yep.
It worked out well, though. We
Yep.
found a truck. We got a
Right.
good deal.
Yep. On our way up to pick the RV up.
It
It was
was
snowing, of course.
Horrible snow. We were watching
know.
cars slide off the road. We're driving separately because I'm in my car that we're trading in. He's in this brand new truck, towing our old rig. It was a little
And
bit of
freezing when we were moving our stuff.
yes. We were
Uh.
like just chucking stuff into this RV, and it was like rainy, snowy. It wasn't just snowy. It was like drizzly, wet. It was
Yep.
just bad. So we got our camper. We made it work. We ended up selling our house again, this dream home, and that was the thing that a lot of people asked a lot about too. Was we just built this house, and ultimately, before I even came to Stephen with this plan in mind, I had already broken up with our house. is how I describe it. Because if you're gonna leave something like that, that's a big deal, right? We built this house. I picked even where the outlets go in this house. I picked everything about this house. We built it ourselves. So to think about getting rid of that was a big step. And so I ultimately just realized that it's just a thing. A house is just a thing. There are thousands and thousands of other houses, and
you can make excuses till the cows come home.
Yes.
But at some point, if you want to do this,
you just gotta
you
find
need to
a
do
way.
it. And there's all kinds of jobs you can do remotely, especially these days with the pandemic. I mean, there's all kinds of jobs you can work from home. So,
true.
I mean, you can only make excuses for so long. So if you're thinking about doing it,
Just
get
do
out there
it.
and do it. I mean, you don't necessarily have to buy a new RV.
No. And we even looked at doing it with what we had and not buying the new truck. And can we just get a different RV that's just a little bigger? Because ultimately we needed a room for our kids. The RV we had just had curtains, and it wasn't working just as a weekend warrior
We needed
anymore.
something a little more
Yes.
full-time friendly.
Yes. And that wasn't
We had
it
our
for
space.
us. So we looked at other travel trailers. We looked at different fifth wheel models. We even dabbled briefly in maybe like a Class A or something. But then, and I never thought we would end up in a toy hauler. But then once I really looked at it, it opened my eyes to what it could be. And that's ultimately why we picked what it was.
It's awesome.
Pine
Seen a
cones.
lot of cool places. Pine cones are falling from the trees here in Washington.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so just do it.
Yes, you only get one life, and it's short. And if you have any way to make this work, just do it.
Yep,
Because
do it while you're able. I mean, you don't know what the future holds. We don't know if we'll be able to do this when we're older. So
Yeah.
we didn't want to look back on our life and wish that we had done something, or wonder what if we had done it and had this time with our kids and made all the memories we've made. So
it's incredible, the things that we've got to share with our kids and share with each other and experience together.
So we finally moved out of our house in May of 2020.
Yes.
As all of you know, during the pandemic.
Yes.
So that was fun.
Yeah, we sold our house, and then 2 weeks later, everything shut down. So we sold our house March 5th or 6th, which was it was a decent transition, though. We were able to move into the RV, and he got laid off with the pandemic. He was going to continue working up until we were planning to leave, but then the layoff happened because of the pandemic, which gave us a little extra time with him around to help pack things and stuff like that. So it made probably a more organized packing than what I would have done.
Very windy.
What I would have done by myself, as evidenced by the way we unpacked our pod the first time with whole bags of M&Ms thrown in a box.
So she is now a travel nurse.
Yes. Yep.
So we are traveling the country, in different contracts throughout the country, and exploring the area wherever she has a job at the time.
Yep.
Plus, we're making stops along the way, different national parks, state parks, you name it. Anything that's
sounds decent along the way, we'll stop there.
Anybody recommends. So if you have any recommendations when we're somewhere,
Tell us.
Let us know.
We love checking out new places, and especially places that other people really have tried.
Yeah, some of the best places are places that
you don't
a
know
lot
about.
of people don't know about.
Yeah.
So, as we have found along
We have.
our journey so far. We've been at this for a year now. So we have a year's worth of footage from different places we've been. So we're finally kind of
going.
Yeah, we have a big trip planned this summer with some friends.
Oh gosh, that's gonna be so cool.
So the plan is to have at least one new video a week. Like I said, we got a lot of footage from the last year. So finally getting the channel going. It will be a little bit behind, but eventually it'll catch up. So that's our journey. If that
hope you want to come along with us.
Yeah, if that interests you, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And we'll have some how-to videos and some travel video, a lot of travel videos in different areas we explore. So make sure you follow along.
Yes.
Give us some comments, content you may want to see, or questions you may have about RV living, travel nursing, whatever. So make sure you subscribe, like, and hit the bell.
Oh yeah, the bell.
You know, all the usual stuff.
All the usual stuff. You know YouTube.
Yep. So stay tuned for more videos.
Yay!
You want me to do it?
Are you gonna say hey guys?
Should I? Should I not?
What are you judging?
A little bit. I don't know. I feel
What
like.
would you start it off? How you would like to start it?
Okay. But you might know our kids are screaming inside the camper. I feel like when the trees rustle, that a car is coming. I'm gonna get hit by a car. Like I was trying really hard not to go. You don't run out of road. It just keeps going. It's a campground. You just keep walking in circles. All right. Where were we? Oh, yes.
So
go ahead. You want me to go?
I don't care.
Okay.
And we got engaged towards Jackie's last year of college.
Something like a little bit before. Yeah.
2009. I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm getting tired.
Oh my God.
Power through.
For a minute.